French president's promise to clear the streets of thousands of rough sleeping migrants by the end of 2017 seems to have fallen flat. He'd promised housing in one form or another, but instead they face police pressure to move on while trying to survive in freezing temperatures. Charlotte Dubinsky reports now from Paris.
A new year may have begun, but for these migrants, the problem is still the same. Ahead is yet another freezing night on the streets of Paris.
The president said he wanted to resolve the problem by the end of the year. It's not resolved. In the neighbourhood, there are another 30 camps which are settled like this, and these migrants are seeking asylum. There is a problem with violence between the people who are waiting in the queue at the reception centre because they want to be the first.
Whose fault is this?
It's not the fault of the migrants, it's the fault of the system. It's poorly organised, which has posed problems for 2 years. It's completely dysfunctional and creates a situation of confrontation and violence. People have been injured at the reception office. The people are angry at the situation because it continues in the same way and because there is no solution.
One of those waiting to find a way off the streets is Rafi. He's been in France for 7 months.
You look, everybody sleeps in here very cold, but no food coming to, no water, but everybody know. Yeah, very cold. And here look, one this one, another. This is my life. You look, this is my life. In 3 people sleep too in here.
Three people are sleeping in here?
3 people, yeah.
Is this the life you thought you would have?
No.
Across France, thousands of migrants are living in similar conditions, all hand to mouth. Some have found shelter in tents along the canals and streets of Paris, others in the metro stations. All are just looking for a place to call home. In the last 2 years, more than 40,000 migrants have set up camp at Jaurès metro station. And this is why they come. It's a reception centre where migrants can register to possibly start a new life in France. Every day, hundreds queue up outside centres like this, and they just simply can't cope with the demands. Despite a pledge that no migrants would be sleeping rough by the end of 2017, President Macron has failed to keep his promise. And migrants across the country see no end in sight to their suffering. Charlotte Dubinsky, RT, Paris.
Well, an expert we spoke to does say that President Macron is working hard behind the scenes to tackle what he realises is a major problem. His lawyer, Michael Modrikemin.
He knows that there is a major problem with migration in France because he has the reports. He knows exactly, I believe, the situation. If you look, for example, of these measures to reduce, the undocumented migrants, he doesn't do it through, big statement of change of policy. He just do it through administrative regulation that he's taking, without even passing by the parliaments. So I think it's more a kind of pragmatism. But was he able to fulfill such a promise, when you see the needs for all these homeless, which is a mixture of course, of migrants, of refugee or candidate refugee, but also a lot of, ordinary French citizens that are in the streets and that have been struck by poverty and by unemployment.